Trouble is looming in the broad-based government, and something is cooking, one that is not going to be very palatable to William Samoei Ruto. William Ruto will regret impeaching Rigathi Gachagua, because before the impeachment of Rigathi Gachagua, William Ruto engaged the ODM fraternity, and they had a deal. The deal was they were to be given positions before Gachagua was impeached, as a deposit and assurance that William Ruto was serious about their engagement in the broad-based government. That is why the ODM was given Blue Economy under Joho, Cooperative under Wycliffe Oparanya, the very prestigious Finance under John Mbadi, and the very big Energy under Opiyo Wandayi. That was there as a deposit, and of course, someone from Nyanza was given the docket as a civil servant in the docket of Attorney General. Now, with that, the ODM took the front line in ensuring that Rigathi Gachagua was sent home. You saw their lawyers there, James Orengo, Opondo Kaluma, and Otiende Amolo. And they ensured that they argued that case very rushed, and Gachagua went home. Now, it seems that Raila has done his part. Now, it is the turn of William Samoei Ruto to obey his part of the bargain. And one of the things that they agreed upon, number one, is to ensure that all the committees in Parliament, both the National Assembly and the Senate, were going to be reshuffled so that Raila's people could be accommodated. That was one. Number two, the principal secretaries were going to be reshuffled so that the ODM leaders were going to be given that. And it seems they also agreed that the interior docket was going to be given to one of the ODM members. And as we speak, we understand that they have even proposed one to be given that position.
Has ODM fronted a member to fill that vacancy?
Yes, we have.
Who?
Junet Mohammed.
Oh,
Yes.
Junet Mohammed is going to be the new interior boss?
We have fronted. We have fronted. It is a prerogative of the president to decide.
I think we should be inviting Mheshimiwa Mandugu. He's giving us news as we go along.
We have given, just like we had given,
so he will we had
given Governor Wanga's name for deputy president. It did not work. We have given the name of Junet Mohammed for interior CS. It may work or not work.
So that is the reason maybe ODM supported
the final
impeachment of
prerogative lies with His Excellency the President.
If you want to know that things are serious, Opondo Kaluma, who is a very close ally of Raila Amolo Odinga and one who took part very seriously in the impeachment of Rigathi Gachagua, went to his Twitter handle and communicated something that is very disturbing. It is a message to William Samoei Ruto. And I want us to read it together. Let all communities of Kenya get their due constitutional share of public service appointments. Public Service Appointments, PSS. The Constitution of Cabinet Secretary for Interior and Coordination of the National Government should go to a Luo. Luos are the greatest defenders of human rights and fundamental freedoms. Opondo Kaluma is not mincing his words. And it goes without saying that Opondo cannot speak without the blessings of Raila Amolo Odinga. And he's talking about two things. One, the constitutional shares of public service appointments, he says, must go to all communities. And then the interior PS, the interior CS, must go to a Luo. That is what he's saying. That is very disturbing. Now, if you think that is enough, today, Opondo Kaluma was invited to Spice FM to try and explain and expound on what he said. And this is what Opondo explained.
So what's the difference between what he said, like you said on numerous occasions, and what you said, written by your hand? And I'm just going to read that.
Yes.
Let all communities of Kenya get their due constitutional share of public service appointments. The position of Cabinet Secretary for Interior and Coordination of the National Government should go to a Luo. Luos are the greatest defenders of human rights and fundamental freedoms.
Yeah, the difference is in the first line of that statement. I've said...
Should I read it again?
All communities... Yeah, you may read it again.
Let all communities of Kenya get their due constitutional share of public service appointments.
Constitutional share. And that due constitutional share is defined in Article 232. Our constitution does not say we are not ethnic groups. Actually, our constitution recognizes that Kenya as a nation and Kenya as a state is made up of distinct ethnic groups. And Article 232, dealing with the values of public service specifically now, say that when you are composing public service, all ethnic communities shall have their due share, must be integrated. Okay? So I'm just reiterating what is in Article 232.
So if anybody else had said the same thing, it would be fine.
What I'm not doing is what Gachagua was doing.
Which is
okay? To advocate preference to an ethnic community or region in a manner that...
But
just get it. In a manner that excludes
I'm going
the
to
others.
repeat what
in a manner that excludes the others. I'm not saying others be excluded.
Sorry,
Please read.
Mweshimiwa, so that I can
How many
understand.
positions of interior CS do we have in this country?
One.
Okay. Read them.
The position of Cabinet Secretary for Interior and Coordination of the National Government should go to a Luo.
Yes.
I'm going to read the second part, but I just want a clarification.
Yes.
Is Luo an ethnic grouping in Kenya?
The Luo is an ethnic community.
It's an ethnic community?
Yes.
Yes?
Yes.
Okay. Can it also be called a tribe?
Yes.
Or no?
Yes.
Oh.
It is a tribe.
I'm just making sure.
Yes.
Luos are the greatest defenders of human rights and fundamental freedoms. Have you not...
I've spoken to a virtue among Luos which you cannot hide from, which I believe qualifies a Luo. I'm not saying other Kenyans should not have, but I'm saying on this one, based on what they fight for, and they are known to fight for most, give it to a Luo. But remember, the overriding sentence is in the first sentence. This is after every ethnic community has gotten their due constitutional share. And you should be asking, therefore, in terms of the sharing of the cabinet, how many Luos do we already have? Because we are talking of interior largely because it is the vacant one.
But don't you already have?
I think we have one. We have one. And I'm just saying we could have more. If going by the ratios around the
you have one what?
You have one cabinet secretary that is Luo.
Yes.
So you want another one?
One member.
Yeah, we can have another one.
Kalum.
We can have
You're saying there is one member of the cabinet
who is a Luo.
Out of the 25 cabinet members, one is Luo.
Yes.
Who's that?
That is Opio and I.
What are the others?
It is crystal clear that the ODM are sending a coded message to William Samoei Ruto that we have helped you send Rigathi home. And we are watching you. Because when Kithure Kindiki took oath of office, William Ruto made certain changes, and that interior docket was placed on interim basis. Chief CS Musalia Mudavadi is still holding that docket. It tells you that William Ruto is still weighing options. And we know as we speak that there are a lot of lobbying. We have been told that several communities are lobbying for it. Mount Kenya feels that this was their docket and therefore it should not go anywhere. In fact, Mount Kenya West are saying that since Rigathi Gachagua has been impeached and that docket has gone to Mount Kenya East, they are saying this should remain theirs. ODM is saying, we are the ones that gave you the numbers, because without the numbers of the ODM, William Ruto wouldn't have gotten the prerequisite numbers to impeach Rigathi. And they're saying, we have helped you stabilize the government. You must give us our commensurate share to what we have done. If anything, if you ask ODM, they believe this was supposed to be their government and their victory was taken away. And so they're saying that they will have none of it except the interior docket. Not only that, the PSS must be reshuffled and they want their fair share. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm telling you, it is cooking. And if you are not careful, you are going to see fireworks. people might get to the streets. You know how Raila does it. This time round, if there is something that William Ruto does not want to hear, is anything that is taking people to the streets, because the country is living in a very precarious situation. Economically, people are worked up. School fees is hard to come by. Basic needs hard to come by. It will be very easy for Raila to trigger it. Raila simply tells people, I have realized I was supporting a cruel man, and so I have made an about turn. Let us go. Let us pressure rush this man. And it can be very bad. Now, what do you make out of those sentiments? Because Opondo Kaluma is a senior member of the ODM. Why should he go to a tweet to tell the country, to tell the whole world that this docket must go to Aluo, that you must reshuffle your cabinet? It seems this is something that they've talked about in their secret meetings, and they are realizing that William Ruto is not doing it. So they have started opening the Pandora's box. A can of worms is soon going to be opened. We've heard that Raila is sick, rumors, and is in India for medical checkup. If you've studied Raila Amolo Odinga for some time now, when there is a crisis such as this one, he will go and he will send his people to send a warning, to test waters. And those who understand the politics of the day know very well that there is a problem between the UDA and ODM. And if there is something that Raila is not going to take lying down, is another betrayal. Rigathi Gachagua has been betrayed, and Raila understands the deepest pangs of betrayal when they signed an MOU, a secret MOU between himself with the late President Mwai Kibaki. Later, Mwai Kibaki said that was just a mere piece of paper. And this must tell you and prepare the ODM brigade that there's something wrong. Because from where I sit, these are matters that should not go to the public. And for you to see it coming, something is wrong. Opondo is explaining that his difference, the statement that he's making is different from what Gachagua used to say, because with him, he's saying, let all communities of Kenya. And he did that very intentionally. It was a deliberate tweet. So that when you ask him, why are you advocating for the Luos alone? He will tell you, I started by saying all communities. And so, it's if they want William Ruto to begin afresh, so that we have the face of Kenya. But on this one, it is going to be a poisoned chalice to William Samoei Ruto, because ODM is placing a lot of demands. And I'm going to tell you why this is very serious. Because from where Raila sits with all the members of parliament, if William Ruto jokes around, he is next on line, and his neck is on the chopping board.